All right, man, we're in Memphis, Tennessee, the home of Elvis. First, we're gonna visit FedEx, then off to Red Deluxe and see what's going on over there. And gravy!
We're at the world headquarters for FedEx Express.
So how long have you been at FedEx?
12 years, which is a third of the company's life if you think about it. It's a 36-year-old company, and seen a lot of change in those 12 years.
What kind of responsibility comes with being the steward of a Fortune 500 brand?
Well, I think the bar's a little higher for FedEx than most brands because we've always stood for something very positive, and nowadays we have more and more unique opportunities to take that brand into some different market spaces. We always do it with the emphasis on stewarding the brand in the right positive way, representing it the right way, adding some meaningful dialogue to the message that's already out there, and sort of shaping the conversation so that people learn and know more about FedEx.
As a large company, you guys have a you're in a unique position in the social sphere in that you've got, you were saying 32,000 employees, right?
Just in Memphis alone, right?
Right. So even just to launch something in the social sphere, you've got a few people on the team ready to tweet it, right?
Yeah, I think that it's a huge advantage for us, and we're halfway there just from the start, based on the fact that most every FedEx employee is a brand evangelist of some sort and wants to go out and talk about the brand. They're very proud of the hard work that goes into the brand and keeping the brand in good shape every day.
Your successful delivery rate?
Yeah.
99 point...
It's up there.
Okay. Only this many don't make it. But when you're talking about a worldwide audience, that many is...
Yeah, it's thousands. The scale is always what drives it, and as we expand our global network and we deliver dependably, reliably to 220 countries every business day, there's going to be a few slip-ups, and I think we give those all the gravity that they deserve. We're not happy with any kind of fail rate. We want to be at 100%.
But one or two unhappy people can become a magnifying glass, especially in the social sphere. And what would you say to other brands of your size? How do you deal with that?
Everybody does have a mouthpiece now. Everybody is their own media channel or purveyor, and we've got to adapt to be able to handle that and take it on. My advice to other businesses that are trying to build brands is that you can't run and hide from that. You're going to have to confront it and deal with it straight up.
What are your favorite digital tools? What are the things you start up on your computer every morning?
Wow. I'm a voracious web surfer, and I try to get outside of the industry. I can read enough about the advertising side of things. I want to know more about pop culture. I have to pay attention to what's working well at the box office. It helps us stay focused and centered on what the public is asking for. Scoble I read every day. There's probably 12 blogs I read on a regular basis, and we're monitoring what people are saying about FedEx on Twitter as well, and I get a lot of good stuff from that first thing in the morning and last thing at night.
Any new tool in particular that you're really excited about?
I think the iPhone has changed a lot of things. I think that is a game changer, and I think it's held all the other handsets and phones up to a higher standard. We've got a FedEx app on the iPhone, by the way, too.
There's an app for that.
Pretty sweet. And now you got a lot of computing power right there that you can carry around with you. And the mobility of the American workforce and the global workforce continues to get bigger and better, and that creates some market opportunities for us.
Steve, thanks.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Plaid rocks.
We're at Red Deluxe in Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, so tell me about Red Deluxe.
I guess for the first 3 or 4 years, it was a traditional sort of traditional media type advertising agency. We did TV spots and radio spots, and now obviously we're expanding into all the new media channels. But then the other thing that's really gotten different for us over the past 3 years is we've increasingly focused on nonprofits as our main accounts. Probably 80% of our work now is for national nonprofits, and it's become a real specialty and labor of love to us.
A lot of these traditional institutional charity brands, find themselves in these really same competition that retail brands do. And, you know, and they don't have those leading edge marketing infrastructures that all these people have built. And they find them, a lot of them find themselves getting left behind a little bit on, you know, how do we keep these conversations going when they're not happening in the places they always used to happen. So that's a lot of fun to get in there and with these people, have these great missions, and to kind of help them sort of fire that conversation back up.
I think in some of these new social mediums, you know, you find that you can build a larger following because people really do have certain affinities for certain charities that they don't really have for like Snickers or whatever the consumer brand is. So,
but a lot of the skills that we developed in retail and in corporate, which is the idea of helping people focus and clarify and simplify and say the thing that you do in a sentence, you know, a lot of those skills that you develop in those traditional settings, they need, you know, that's a lot of what they need right now.
What would you say to smaller nonprofits who don't have the resources of a Red Cross, but want to get their message out? What would you recommend?
The time is better than it's ever been for someone like that, because all you do need is love and time now. You don't need as much money, because if you can set up a Facebook or a Twitter, and you know, the real asset there is someone who actually loves it and does it, and doesn't get on once every 9 months and put a coupon on, you know what I mean, that really has a conversation. And someone in an organization, a smaller organization, can really do that. You know, they are equipped to really build constituencies. That's one of the places where those media are really powerful.
What has you most excited about Red Deluxe?
increasingly, I think this new focus on nonprofits, because honestly, it's a way to just sort of step out of the competition of the rest of the agency world. I told an old mentor agency owner friend of mine about this idea, and he thought it was the craziest thing he'd ever heard. And I thought, well, now I know we're onto something, because no other agency thinks this is a good idea. Nobody's really, pursuing this in the way that we are. So
it's great to meet you guys.
You too.
Small agency power.